Hi there, John Anthony here, and today I'm going to talk to you about mental rehearsal. Trying things out in your mind. Practicing things in your mind. It's exactly the same techniques that you see all professional sportsmen use, salespeople use, many effective people use in their life. It's the exact same technique that we use when we worry. When we worry about a certain situation in the supposed proposed future, you try to think, if this happens, that's going to happen. You start to feel it, you play it in your mind, and you're playing this scenario out in your mind. And when it happens, you think, well, yeah, I knew this was going to happen. Usain Bolt sat in his blocks, 100 metres right in front of him. What does he do? He's not thinking about what he's doing later. He's not thinking about where he's going on vacation. He is focused. He sees himself power at the blocks, sprinting ahead, people in his wake, bursting through the tape, a winner, and he does his little thing at the end. That's what he sees. A golfer, before he takes his shot, he doesn't think, oh, there's a bunker over there, there's that over there. He knows where things are. He's heading for the hole. He's heading for the green. He's on the green when he's putting. He's going through his mind. He's getting things ready, tees up the ball. He sees it. He sees the perfect shot and it goes in the hole. Perfect. Mental rehearsal. I was introduced to this concept from a book that I've mentioned many times and I'll continue to mention, Cybernetics, the wonderful book by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. Mental rehearsal. When I was in sales, my sales career, we always do role playing. You'd have another consultant, another rep sat in front of you, and you're going through your sales techniques, and he would ask a question, you'd throw up objections, even weird things, you'd throw things up and you'd handle it. But that wasn't really that good, because it was kind of joking. No matter how serious you were, it wasn't real. Through cybernetics, it's talking about mental rehearsal. Because how do you get good at something? How do you get experience of something when you've never actually done it before? Well, you play it through your mind. So mental rehearsal in the sales process, I would actually, of course in my mind, present my offer. I would speak to them and they would answer things back, and then the more I got into it, do this on a regular basis, every single day, the more you got into it, your mind will conjure up amazing objections, and of course you'd handle it in your mind. You say, okay, that's fantastic, how about this? Or I understand one of the wonderful concepts in sales, feel, felt, found. I understand how you feel. Many people I spoke to have felt the same way, and then they found. And you've gone through the process with those three things: feel, felt, found. You go through the complete sales process. You take them from where they are to being happy, to being buying, owning the product. That's what I did in mental rehearsal. I would play these scenarios over and over again. So when I got in front of people, I was ready for all these weird and wonderful objections, because nothing they would ever come out with would ever come close to the weird and amazing things that I would come up with in my mind when I was doing my mental rehearsal. So I would always play scenarios out. They would say weird things, crazy things, but in my mind I would handle objections, and that would get me good at it. Because the mind is where we experience things. Everything that goes around, everything that goes on inside in the outside world, whether you feel, touch, all through the senses, is experienced in the mind. And the mind cannot tell the difference between an actual experience or one vividly imagined. So you can play in your mind, in the wonderful playground of your mind, you can play all these wonderful, weird and amazing scenarios out and get good at things and get experience at things. So when you are faced with people, you're ready for them. You're ready for them. I say that's exactly the same as any professional sportsman actually goes through. They go through the training, they go through every eventuality of what it is necessary to succeed. They mental rehearse and say, we are all perfect at this, because it's the exact same techniques that we use when we worry, or when we look at a proposed future event, possible eventuality. We play things in our mind. Use it to your advantage. Mental rehearsal. So if you are in sales, yes, you can do role playing. That's fantastic. But there's always limits to what you can have when you're sat in front of another person and they're playing it. They're just role playing. They're just playing at it. No matter how serious. There's times I've been sat in front of somebody when we're doing role playing, and if you didn't really like the person, they didn't really like you, they would just be obnoxious and just all these stupid objections. But in your mind, you can play with it. In the wonderful playground of your mind, you can go through every eventuality to get good at something. Could get very, very good at something before you're actually doing it for real. Mental rehearsal. Play things in your mind. Go through the possibility. Go through the objections. And if you want to do mental rehearsal for your success, what you want in your life, go through those mental rehearsals. Play with it in your mind of what was going to happen. You're seeing all your leads coming in. You'll see it every time you turn on your PC or check your phone. Leads just come in and come in. Every time you refresh, there's more and more. And then there's more and more sales coming in. You're seeing in your back office, the money is accruing. Seems like every moment of every day. You're playing that eventuality over and over and over. That becomes your reality. That becomes your reality. What goes on outside there is nothing to compare with what goes inside there, because that's where we're experiencing. We experience things inside here. So you can play in your mind and experience it. Say, the mind cannot tell the difference between an actual experience or one that's been vividly imagined. So you can get fantastic at things just in your mind, and when it comes to actually doing things for real, you can see it. If you're doing videos, you can play in your mind. You can say, okay, yeah, press play and that's it. It's fantastic. I'm perfect. I'm eloquent. Everything's coming out at the right time. People are loving these videos. There's comments coming in. There's likes. There's shares. See all that coming in your mind. Play with it. It's your imagination. It's no one else's. It's your imagination. That beautiful playground inside there, you can do anything you want. And what goes inside there actually is what creates outside here. What creates this wonderful word outside is all started inside here. So you can do anything you wish inside your mind. Play with it. Stretch yourself. See what eventualities and wonderful, weird and wonderful eventualities you can come up with. Your success. See yourself on stage. Hear your name being called out. And you're there and there's a rapturous applause, and you come out and people are standing on their feet. Oh, feel that glow, everyone clapping and cheering for you. And then you say what you're going to say and you feel so confident, so alert, so alive. Oh, it's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful feeling. You can create that. You can create that. There's no limits to our imagination. In the physical world, there's limits. Because we're inside our human bodies, there's physical limits. If I want to go somewhere, I've got to get myself to somewhere. I've got to drive, I've got to walk, I've got to fly, I've got to do whatever. In my mind, I can have breakfast on Saturn, I can have tea on the moon, and I can find that I want a cheeky beer wherever later on in life. I can do whatever I want in my mind. You play in your mind, that wonderful playground in your mind. You can create any eventuality. Do it on a regular basis. Mental rehearsal. You are perfect at this. You are a supreme being at mental rehearsal. Because it's exactly the same process that we go through when we worry about things. You can do this. Use it for something positive, something you require, something you desire. Mental rehearsal. Use the wonderful playground in your mind for your own gains. Don't let worry enter into it. It's your decision. You decide exactly what you're going to play in your mental playground. And if that's going to be one of these wonderful emails and people respond, or you're writing posts on Facebook and all these likes and shares and coming in, and then people sending you inboxes, how can I get involved, how can I do this, this is wonderful, you are great, I want to be part of this wonderful thing you're creating. Do that. play in your mind. Mental rehearsal. It will make you a better person and you enjoy life so much more. That's it. Thank you so much for your time. My name is John Anthony and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Goodbye.